Welcome, welcome to Spring into Wellness. This is Shauna Kell, and I just want to say thank you for coming. You're going to learn a lot in this class, this course, whatever you want to call it. I wanted to start by saying earlier today, is this not cute? I made a rollerball blend with some Valor and some Joy because in the springtime you want to smell good, but guys, I'm telling you, the perfumes out there are so toxic. So this is with my essential oils and some V6, smells delicious. And then this one might be my favorite, all right? So this is Joy and Stress Away. And so another great one. So the other one I did in the morning, and then as my day goes, and life might get a little stressful, I put this one on, and they smell so good in the springtime. And I'm keeping my body clean from toxins. That's really my goal. So I can still smell good, but keep myself clean, right? So tonight, I wanted to tell you the four areas that we're going to talk about, okay? So we're going to talk about spring in the air and what we can do about that, all right? We're going to talk about getting fit without pain, because nobody has time for that. And we're preparing for the summer, right? We want to look good. 3, increasing energy. That will probably help for number 2, right? But we could all use a little more energy this time of the year, and I've got some great ways you can increase your energy. And then number 4, hydration. We need to be drinking lots and lots of water. You really do. So we're going to talk about that, which is going to help with your energy, which is going to help with getting fit, which is going to help you enjoy the spring air. All right, so that's what we're going to be talking about. So watch the videos, check out the graphics, and see. Hey guys, let's get started with, why does the spring air bother us anyway? I mean, why? Or for some of you, you may be like, you know, when I was younger, I never had any issues, and now that I'm older, I do. Some may be like, hey, I've always had issues from the very beginning of life, right? So everybody's a little bit different, but let's talk about that for just a minute, okay? So whenever we have problems, when we go outside and we're smelling the flowers or the trees or the pollen or whatever, this can happen with food too, and we start having symptoms, all right, our nose, our eyes, all of that yucky stuff, it's because our immune system thinks it's a foreign invader. It thinks it's bad. All right. Now, there's really lots of different theories out there. I'm going to kind of go over 3 different theories on why we have issues in the first place. So theory number 1, and for those people that did not have issues before and have issues now, this theory probably is what's going on. All right. So what they have found is that our immune system, it fights the bad things, bacteria, viruses, anything that comes into our body. Well, let's say that there is this bacteria that your body is fighting right now, and you may not even know that it's fighting it, and then you go outside and you smell some specific tree. I'm going to use the Bradford pear tree, okay? You smell it, and then you have these symptoms every year after that, because your body thought, when you smelled that, got that pollen in your nose and into your body, that it needed to fight it just like it needed to fight the bacteria, because sometimes our immune system gets a little confused. All right, so that's theory number 1. Theory number 2 is proteins, okay? So all plants have proteins. You might not think about it. You might think about your meat having proteins, but there's different kind of proteins. And in our body, we have enzymes and we have proteins that break that down. Well, if our body is not doing a very good job about breaking down proteins, or we don't have the enzymes that we need, then our body, again, starts to break it down. And one of the ways it does that is we have reactions, okay? So that's theory number 2. Theory number 3 is the fact that we live in a toxic society, a toxic environment, and our body is just a little bit overflowing. All right, so I think of it this way. As my body has more and more toxins in it, it can tolerate less and less invaders, okay? So I go outside and I smell something and my body's like, I'm done. My immune system right now is trying to fight anything that could possibly be wrong because of all the inflammation that's in my body, because it's fighting all these other toxins. All right. So those are the three different theories. So all of them kind of go together on how we can get better results. So theory number one was that our immune system thought that this was a foreign invader because of the same time bacteria and viruses came in. So what we need to do is build up our immune system so that it feels safe to know what's right and what's wrong, okay? Number two was the fact that there's these proteins out there that we're taking in and our body's not breaking it down. So what we really need to do is, the root of all things is our gut, guys. We need to work on that, and enzymes is a key factor in that, breaking down those proteins. And number three, we need to get the toxins out of our environment so we're not overflowing, so that when we do go outside, our body can tolerate it because we've already worked on one and two, right? So those are the three reasons. And tonight, we're just going to talk a little bit about ways that we can help our bodies and our immune system so we don't have those yucky symptoms. All right? Hey guys, so spring is in the air, right? And we want to know what we can do. So I'm going to show you something very simple, several different ways you can do it that will help cleanse your body, because we were just talking about cleansing. Like, it's important to have a nice clean body, right? On the outside and on the inside. So when you're going to be going out, three different oils that a lot of people have found wonderful results with. So we're going to talk about those for just a minute. The first one I'm going to talk about is lavender. And the way I like to think about lavender is it cleans our mast cells, M-A-S-T. And our mast cells are found inside of our nose, inside of our mouth, and in our gut, okay? What I love about lavender is it cleanses the receptors on the mast cells, okay? The mast cells are what produces histamine. So that's what makes your eyes water and your nose run and all those different things. So wouldn't that be the best place to clean, right? Or the mast cells that produce the histamine. So what we can do is we can use that lavender in several different ways. We could just put it underneath our nose. We could swab it inside of our mouth. We could put it in a capsule. I have a little veggie capsule here. And we could swallow it to get into our gut, because our gut also has those mast cells. And that's the area we want to clean, right? Okay. Now, if we are using lavender inside of our body, we want to use the Vitality. It's a white bottle like this, lavender. But if we're using it on the outside, which I'm going to show you a way to do that, we can just use the regular essential oil. It's the labels, guys. Really, what's inside is the same, but there is a different label. So we're going to talk about the next oil, which is Lemon Vitality. This oil is very cleansing to the body. So what I like to do is add it into my water every morning. We want to use a glass bottle, so that a way the lemon is not eating the plastic or the styrofoam. You can use stainless steel too, but a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know that if I want to put that in my water if it eats through plastic. Well, here's the good news. It's a cleanser too. It breaks down things that we don't want, like petrochemicals, okay? Again, if we have too many toxins in our body is full, and it's fighting all the invaders, and it doesn't know what it should take in and what it should fight against. So we want to be nice and clean. So here's the Lemon Vitality. And then there's peppermint. All right, now peppermint is great for your gut. We can use Peppermint Vitality, which would be the white label, whenever we're putting it in a capsule or we're putting it in our water and we're taking it internally. But we might also want to diffuse peppermint because it's great for opening up our sinuses. Okay, so when we're having a hard time breathing, we can take it in and breathe. So whether you decide to use lemon, lavender, and peppermint in the diffuser, so I don't know which way to turn here. See if you can see my diffuser. There's my diffuser. See my diffuser back there? You can put lemon, lavender, and peppermint essential oil into the diffuser and be diffusing that through the day. Another thing I like to do is take those same three oils and put it in a roller ball and add some V6, Okay, now I know a few of you might ask how many drops. It's really up to you. I do usually about 5 to 10 of each lemon, lavender, and peppermint in the rollerball and then add the V6, okay? And then I can just roll it on or under my nose or anywhere that way. But a great way is taking all 3 of the Vitality oils, the lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and put them in a capsule like this. So that way you're getting that in. You can add to that capsule the V6 oil or a coconut oil, just any type of carrier oil that is safe to take and to ingest. But that way you're getting that in. Doing that in the morning before you ever leave your home is a great idea. So when spring is in the air, one of the things you can do, guys, is get your oils out and diffuse. Use a roller ball. Put them on or in a capsule and take that capsule daily and see what happens, because I found that it works really, really well. All right, so let's talk enzymes. When we eat raw food, when we have fruits and vegetables, they have enzymes because they're raw. They have what they need to break themselves down. So we don't have to use our storage up of enzymes to break down that food. When we chew our food really good, we make enzymes in our mouth, in our saliva, that helps break down the food. So that's always good to start with. So when we eat raw food and we chew our cooked food well, we're going to be making enzymes, which is great, okay? But we still only have so many enzymes within our body, and some of us actually genetic-wise don't have all the enzymes that we need to make the things happen that need to happen. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the different kinds of enzymes. And one way you can know kind of what an enzyme is when it has a word on the back of maybe a bottle or something is if it ends with E's or A's. So E-A-S-E or A-S-E. So I'm going to give you some examples. Protease. This is an enzyme that helps to digest protein. So pro-enzyme, protein enzyme, all right? Amylase is an enzyme that digests starch, carbohydrates, and sugars, all right? So if you have a hard time digesting those, then you want to make sure you're taking something extra that has amylase, or there are some foods, you could look that up, Google it, any foods that might have amylase to help. Cellulase. This one helps digest plant material, all right? So the cellulose on plants, like I think of the celery and stuff, it helps do that. Invertase, enzyme which assists in breakdown sugar, converts sucrose to glucose and fructose, all right? Lipase, that helps to digest fat. Might need a little extra lipase to get ready for my summer bathing suit. Peptase helps to break down proteins into amino acids. It's kind of like protease, but it's a little bit different. Phytase catalyzes phytic acid, which is found in foods containing phosphorus, including grains and oil seeds. Bromelain, this is a plant-derived enzyme coming from pineapple stems that help digest carbohydrates, or eat more pineapple stems. Not thinking I'm probably going to eat that part of the pineapple, but bromelain is in the regular pineapple too. Lactase assists in the breakdown of dairy products, milk sugars. Okay, so you always hear about lactose intolerant. They need lactase. That's when genetically we may not have all of the genetic code to make the enzyme lactase, so then we're lactose intolerant. Alpha galactosidase, that's a long one, right? Assists in the breakdown of beans, legumes, seeds, soy products, roots, and underground stem. It's really important. I don't know about you guys if you remember the little song about beans and what happens when our digestive system is not breaking it down very well and what it sounds like. Yeah, so that is a good one if we're not getting enough of those enzymes. Maltodiastase is along with amylase on breaking down sugars, especially sugars from grains. So think of like rice is a grain, but it's also a sugar that we need to break down. Plantain is helps support the healthy digestive system. So these enzymes, we like to call digestive enzymes because they're helping our digestive system. And like I said before, probably most things are related to our gut, and we need to get our gut in order, and this is a way we can help support it. So what I like is that Young Living has several different choices of different enzymes, because we're all a little bit different. So you might be saying, where do I need to start? My suggestion is just start with one of them and see how it works for you. Use it consistently, like the whole bottle or the whole package, and see what your results are and how you feel, and then decide if you're going to continue with that enzyme or try another one. All right, so that's all about enzymes. Okay, no more excuses. We've already discussed how we can enjoy the spring air by taking care of our digestive system. All right, so let's move on, taking care of our body by getting out there and getting fit, right? So no more excuses. I've got 3 things that I want to show, actually 4 things I want to show you right now to really help enjoy your springtime workouts. Okay, so let's start with Powergize right here. Powergize. So what is Powergize? It helps you power up, right? It is formulated to help with stamina and performance. It helps sustain energy levels. It helps with strength. It helps with mental and physical vibrancy and vitality. It helps you do the things you want to do, right? So it has ashwagandha root extract that has properties to help with our immune system. Remember how we talked about that earlier for something else? Yep. Mental clarity, concentration, alertness, okay? If you're a male, it can help support your reproductive system, but for us women, it still helps us be able to get out there and get fit, all right? So this spring, don't you want to get fit and healthy? I mean, we can all use our excuses because we might say, but my joints aren't feeling so good, all right? Agilise is a great supplement. Let me tell you why, okay? It helps with mobility, it helps with flexibility, it helps reduce inflammation, okay? It supports joint health. It's actually a preventative measure to protect joint cartilage. And as a physical therapist, I'm going to tell you guys, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So walking 30 minutes a day is not really too much to ask of your body because it needs it. That's what keeps things moving. If you're finding that a little difficult to get your exercise in, Agilise, all right? Now, I know that when we first start working out, if we haven't been doing it, then sometimes we are sore, and I completely understand. And you might go, no, I am not sore. I have pain. My knees ache, my ankles ache, whatever aches, pain, all of that. What I want to share is one of my favorite things, Cool-Azul Pain Relief Cream. This is great for your knees, for your hips. I love it for my shoulders and my neck because this is where I tend to kind of hold my stress. Even when I'm like walking and stuff, I find I'm like, relax, relax. I need a physical therapist to talk me through it, so I have to talk myself. And then my favorite oil to use is peppermint. Now, we talked about peppermint earlier, but let's talk about peppermint for our muscles because this is awesome. It also is great for breathing, remember? So I like to put it on my chest, or I always have it in my diffuser necklace right here, okay? All right, so I breathe it in. But it's also great for our muscles. So if you know that you're typically going to have sore feet, or your calves are going to be sore, or any area is going to be sore from your workout, put peppermint on beforehand. It works great. You can always use it after if you're still sore after, but it's great to use before, especially in the spring and summertime. It kind of cools things off. So when you're walking, a lot of times my legs will get really hot and it feels really good in the fresh air when the wind's blowing on that peppermint. So those are my 4. Guys, no excuses. We've got to stay fit. We got to stay fit. Okay, let's have a little fun because we need to energize our day. It's springtime. It's like light outside longer and longer. We need that, don't we? We need energy. Who's got the energy? Let's talk about how we can have more energy. So Let's start with the end to get to the beginning. How's that sound? Okay, so we need sleep. We need sleep. It is the best thing for us. Sleep is actually really good for our immune system, okay? It is really good for, they call it rest and digest. We've talked about the digestive system too. If we are not getting rest, our digestive system is not able to do all the digesting that it needs to do, all right? So, we live in a crazy world, right? There's a lot of hustle and bustle. It's fast-paced. We need to stay energized. And we have to stay energized to stay healthy. So, here are a few quick tips on having the energy you need by getting the sleep that you need. So you might be like, well, yeah, if I could sleep, I would sleep. So I have a few suggestions. This is actually my favorite. I'll say this. I did in the beginning take this to sleep better because I slept pretty good. I took this to build up my immune system. What I found is when I take this, I sleep deep, wonderful, restorative sleep. Wonderful. All right. My second favorite, Rutavala. If you have never tried this roll-on, oh my goodness. All right. We love to take this to the lake and rub it on our right big toe because we sleep like a baby through fireworks 4th of July weekend. Seriously. And then third, we've talked about lavender for spring for other reasons. Put this in your diffuser and have it going on during the night. It's going to help with those mast cells that we talked about, but it's also going to help relax and calm you so you can get a good night's rest. Now, there are a couple of other products that you might like too, such as Sleep Essence, Peace and Calming. Those are great too. I just happened to bring 3 of my favorite out, okay? Now, this one, you might be saying, no, I cannot give up caffeine. That makes no sense. You said we needed more energy, all right? Here's the thing. I'm not saying don't have any coffee at all. I'm saying limit your caffeine, and here's why. Caffeine increases the release of catecholamines, okay, adrenaline, causing the blood to rush to your muscles, telling your liver to release sugar for energy, and ultimately it causes you to crash. Okay, so if you want long-standing energy, we're going to talk about that because caffeine is going to give you quick energy and then you're going to crash. And you're going to be wondering why I can't stay up before the sun goes down, all right? Another one you're probably not going to be happy with, but limit your sugar consumption, okay? Extreme spikes in blood sugar levels, especially from refined sugars, I'm not just talking fruits and vegetables here that have sugars, can lead to blood sugar crashes causing sudden fatigue. Okay, again, that 3 o'clock, I'm so tired. It's the sugar, all right? Okay, we talked about getting fit. That is so important for your energy. Walking 30 minutes a day elevates your heart rate, increases your oxygen blood flow to your muscles and organ, and releases natural endorphins to help you feel energized. So when you're starting to feel like that slump, like the day is going, it's time to get out there and go for a walk. All right, let's talk hydration. It is so important, okay? So we were talking in the beginning about spring in the air, right? What does rain do? When rain comes down, it cleanses the air. We need to do the same thing for our bodies. So drinking water, right, is like our rain. It is the rainbow for us, guys. It helps us. If you feel like water's boring, there's lots of ways that we can spice it up, all right? Some spearmint vitality is great. Tangerine vitality. To me, the tangerine vitality tastes more like orange than the orange vitality, but even the orange is really, really good. One of my favorites is lime vitality, and I'm out of grapefruit right now, but grapefruit vitality and lime vitality, for whatever reason, I really, really like it. And then lemon. Oh, it's so cleansing, guys, and we talked about that earlier. All of those are really good just to add to our water, all right? Now, here's something you need to know, all right? We've talked about histamine. Histamine is what makes our nose and our eyes and all that water. Did you know when you're dehydrated, histamine goes up? And when you're hydrated, histamine goes down. You want to have a good spring, you want to stay hydrated, all right? Now, what was the next thing that we talked about? We talked about getting fit, right? Well, when we get fit, we need to stay hydrated. We have to keep those cells going. So a great supplement is AminoWise, okay? It helps with muscle recovery and enhances performance, and it has hydrating properties in it, so it helps hydrate. This is called Wolfberry Lemonade flavor. I actually like to add it in with some Ningxia Red in here, and I'm going to tell you what else is in here in just a minute. But it is wonderful for hydration when we're working out and getting fit, okay? Now, the third thing we talked about was energy, right? Energy. We need energy. We have to give ourselves what it needs. So, my Ningxia Red drink here, what we like to call the real Kool-Aid, because it's really cool, or red Kool-Aid or Red-Aid, so many different names, okay? The red drink. But what is in here is Ningxia Red, okay? So I have about an ounce of Ningxia Red right here in this, and Ningxia Red nourishes my cells, okay? It nourishes our body. It gives my body the nutrition it needs. It will give your body the nutrition you need. So I add it to my water because it gives it some flavor. It also could add the AminoWise, which I will do after I work out, and otherwise I just use the Sulfurzyme powder. Now, Sulfurzyme helps our cells to open up so we can grab what we need to. It is wonderful. Let me say it again. It is wonderful. So that's the Sulfurzyme powder. I add about a teaspoon of that to my water, my Ningxia Red about an ounce, and then I add the lime essential oil. And guys, I'm telling you, you will not miss soft drinks when you start drinking this. You will not miss juices. And I mean, it is nourishing our bodies, and it's helping to hydrate. Now, we said we needed energy, right? For the springtime, it gives you energy. Ningxia Red on here says, energize, fortify, and revitalize right here. You are going to get the natural energy that you need to have a great, wonderful spring. So make sure to hydrate, all right? All right, let's do a quick recap because I know I went over a lot of different things, and I just want to make sure that you have the best spring ever, all right? So the great part about Young Living is you get to choose what you need, and it's delivered to your door. How great is that? And there's even things you can get for free, and that'll be the next video, all right? So I started this class by sharing 3 main theories behind why the spring air affects us the way it does, right? So we talked about some wonderful solutions, like cleansing our body on the outside and specifically cleansing our body on the inside, and how we can use lavender, peppermint, and lemon, either in the diffuser or in a rollerball blend, or we can use those same oils in the Vitality and put it in a capsule and take it internally, all right? If you do not have those 3 oils, make sure that you get those. Those are a springtime must, okay? Then we discussed getting fit and how important that is. And I'm telling you that if you have joint issues, make sure that you get the Agilis, all right? And the Cool Zool Pain Cream. I mean, it is wonderful. If you need a little bit more power, then add the Powergize because it's going to give you more power. Now, we talked about energy. We all need energy. We need it all year long, but springtime, the days are longer. We need them. So make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. Plenty of sleep. If you're not getting plenty of sleep and you need some support, great products to get are ImmuPro or Rutavala or Lavender or Sleep Essence or Peace and Calming or all the above, okay? 4th, but probably the most important, is hydration, all right? If you are not hydrated, your histamine will go up, your cells will shrink, you will not be able to exercise, you won't get enough sleep, which means you will have no energy. Some great hydration products that we discussed was AminoWise, Sulfurzyme powder, Ningxia Red, the Citrus Vitality oils. All of those are great. And if you need any help putting together a wellness plan, that's what I'm here for, guys. That's what I enjoy doing, and that's what I do best. So make sure to comment below if you need any help with that. I am happy to help.